We want to start off with a reminder that we are not doctors. Before you make any changes or try something new, always consult with your doctor and medical team first. Chronic illness can vary from patient to patient, so it's always best to consult with your own doctor for what is best for you.
Hello and welcome to I Be Determined. I'm your host, Mason Harvey. I speak from the role of a patient and I have Crohn's disease.
And I'm your other host, Michelle Harvey. I am Mason's mom, and I speak in the role of a caregiver. And if we're a little shiny, I think our lighting or something is off. It's like raining outside,
Well, it's not actually raining,
like sprinkling.
yeah, it's not downpouring. I wish it was.
So today we're going to go over something that I think might be helpful to you guys, which is understanding what the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation is doing with the grants they receive with some of the foundation's, fundraisers where it goes towards research. And so what I did is you can find this. I'm going to put a link to this. There is an article
Link in description.
that I think is pretty interesting. And I think that we'll put your microphone a little closer. There you go. You guys can look this up too, but if you prefer to just have us talk about it, I think it's worth hearing about. And so basically what it is that they had an article that they have helped decrease hospitalizations and emergency room visits by 50%, like right around there. And so I was like, okay, well that's interesting. How do they do this? What is this about? Is this misleading? Is it really 50%? So, most of you listening have likely at some point fallen into a percentage where you've been hospitalized, or you've had an ER visit.
Yes.
And so
thankfully I haven't had to have an ER visit, but I have been hospitalized.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't fun.
Well, and so part of the reason I think for Mason is he has an excellent, this kind of leads into the article. He has an excellent medical
doctor.
team and
Excellent medical team, great nurses, great doctors. It's all great.
And so what they do
except insurance
is, yeah, I know. Well, they're not. I know they're
not medical, but
right. But basically what they do is, and they train them to do this as well. Like Mason has to do questionnaires. So he learns this, he understands this. And what it is they let you know their number for after hours doctors. And we have called it before to get fast responses, talk to a doctor. And so they can kind of help you weigh, maybe what you should do.
Yes.
And the other thing they have too is they have during the day, you can speak to a nurse anytime. And the nurses are excellent at asking you the right questions, getting the right information.
The right ask, yeah.
They can see on your chart right away, like what you're talking about. An example of, just recently last week.
I was about to mention this actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
And so my eye was a little bit swollen, so I needed what was it called? Antibiotics.
Yeah.
So I needed antibiotics.
Well, we ended up doing a visit with the pediatrician's office.
So we visited with obviously before you do anything, you should visit with your doctor. That way, you're doing the right thing. So we visited with our pediatrician, Zoom with them. They're like, all right, looks like a sty. You should take
there was this there's an antibiotic cream, erythromycin, and then there's an oral antibiotic. And I've heard, as much of, many of you may already know, be very careful with oral antibiotics with this disease because it can cause flares. So I told the pediatrician's office, I said, okay, well, I'm going to contact the GI for you guys and ask them, get their take on this, just make sure everyone's in the clear. In the meantime, send it in, we'll pick up the orders, we'll have it ready to go, the prescriptions. And I called the nurses at Rady's, and right away they were like, oh, I can see on your chart. I can see what it is because it's all connected.
It's all my chart.
Yeah, so I didn't even have to remember the names or anything. And so they ran it by the doctor, and it ended up that the GI said, no, I don't want Mason. If he can at all avoid it, I don't want him taking that oral antibiotic, but we'll do the
So we were able to, she said, weigh the consequences.
Right.
And so we just used the topical eye one that you put on your eye.
Right.
And we didn't have to use the
oral
oral one.
Yeah.
Which is good because the topical one is less harsh.
Right.
And so we
Right.
were able to weigh those and we were able to make the
Right.
right decisions.
So, those kind of things are very helpful when you have a good team set up that you can reach out to quickly, get some responses.
Hmm.
They can relay messages to the doctor. And I realize it's not like that for everybody.
No.
And we take that sometimes, I think, for granted because it just seems so normal. So,
Hmm. I
when,
mean, we even have the Zoom thing where if we need to call, we just,
right, we can do telehealth.
call on Zoom and they're looking, all right, well, let's see what's wrong.
Like I'm able to get Mason in within like 15 minutes
Yeah.
almost of a
The,
concern.
the
It's
other,
crazy.
um, the other, when I woke up with the eye,
Hmm.
we got the appointment and she signed on like 5 minutes early
Yeah, it
or
was so
like 10
fast.
minutes early. And she was like, oh, I'm
Hmm.
sorry, I'm early. But it's like, you're
Yeah.
sorry you're early.
No, so having that availability
It's
to
good
be
to be
able
early.
to make appointments and having a coordinated team that works together
Hmm.
and both the pediatrician always works with the GI and even Mason's dentist does the same thing.
Yes.
So everybody kind of talks and
Works
so
together.
we're very fortunate with this. And so unfortunately, some other people may have not had the same access to care or and maybe some doctors are just different. So this article was published. I want to make sure I let you know how recent it was, July 29th, 2025. So just under 2 months ago, well, when we're filming this, at least.
Yeah, since when we're filming this, and you're probably going to be watching this in the future.
And so the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has something called IBD Chorus.
Mhm.
And what it is, it's a quality improvement program for patients. And so they kind of create like I was explaining this to Mason earlier because I wasn't aware of
Yeah.
this. And this is pretty cool. They have like a think tank of gastroenterologists from across the nation, get them together to share, strategies and
Hmm.
proven results that works for
Their
their
research.
clients. Hmm.
Mhm.
They share it.
Yeah,
And so this way they can kind of come up with, okay, what's working for you, and then find the best of all of these,
yeah,
which
to find the
really
best together.
smart.
Yeah, very smart actually.
Yeah.
And that's Cora spelled Quorus
Yeah.
because I thought it was a CH, but it's
Yeah, not like a
chorus.
chorus.
So it's
What
fancy. It's the fancy
it's
chorus.
chorus. So IBD Chorus has something called the Urgent Care Quality Improvement Initiative. And this is what the article was talking about. And I
Oh,
thought this is that think tank we're talking about where they get together and they all figure stuff out. And
mhm.
so, because of this initiative, this is the points that they were focusing on. So they helped clinics identify high risk patients, which I think is important because, at different times, different patients are going to be maybe lower risk, higher risk.
Mhm.
And it's very important to keep an eye on everybody, but especially those that are at high risk.
Definitely.
It's important for doctors to be mindful of the high risk patients and keep an eye on, who's changing, what's going where, and start to realize, oh, high risk, they may have, I don't know, it could be a stricture, it could be a fissure, it could
I
be,
see.
I'm guessing
Yeah,
because I didn't
we
read
we
this
didn't see this,
exactly.
but this is what we're.
So they figured out it was important to identify high risk patients. It was important to take early action, like maintaining high risk patient lists. So doctors should have a list of which patients at the time might be more likely to have an issue or a problem. They have that. They also want to take a proactive outreach and do things like reserve urgent appointments. And I think that's really
That's good
important because
because
kind of like we did with you.
yeah, where you're able to, outreach,
Mhm.
Zoom or outreach, go in person, whatever you have to do with a doctor, but
Mhm.
urgently, because sometimes people,
Well, it can take months to
yeah, it
make
can
an
take
appointment.
months. Yeah, you can't just go in and be like, "Hi," and the doctor's like, "What are you doing
Right.
here?"
It's like you may think like if I call them today, say, hey, I'm having a problem. Some doctors' schedules are been already booked out for
Yeah.
months. And so some of you may know when you call, it's like you get put into the,
So
well,
then a month later,
you
you
know,
show up and you're like, "Well, it's
and
gotten
now it's
worse."
gone. Now the problem that could have been resolved if they had just been able to meet with you for
Mhm.
even half an hour, might have changed the outcome for your
Yeah,
disease. And so it is important for them to maybe have a system where there are appointments for those who are urgent to
definitely.
get them in. And so I think that is. And so, anyways, so they launched this initiative and the results that they saw. So it says the patients reporting an emergency room visit decreased from 15.3% to 7.6%,
Wow,
which was a 51% drop.
that's crazy.
Hospitalizations decreased from 12.7% to 5.5%, which was a 57% drop.
Wow, even better.
Yeah, so that's impressive.
That is actually very impressive.
Right, shows it's working.
Yeah, that
And
shows it's doing something.
and so
It's
what
good.
they did
Very good.
is, they didn't just do this study and throw out the article like the minute like they had some good results.
Mm-hmm.
This data, so it was first of all, it was analyzed from more than 50,000 patients.
50,000.
Yeah. And it was across 50 gastroenterology practices. And so this is it's a big number. So it's
That
not
is.
like they did it. So that's even better.
And for scale, we have, where we have the biologics, the
Mhm.
off-brands versions,
Uh-huh.
biosimilars. Sometimes they only have 100 people who tested it, or 1,000
Right.
people who
A couple
tested it.
hundred, yeah.
50,000.
Right. And so that's a
That's a
pretty
lot.
good sample size
That's pretty
to
good.
look at. And that's also a lot of patients reached. I think
Hmm.
that's important for you guys to look at here too, is say, hey, the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation is doing things to not just reach a few patients. They're working hard to reach all of you.
Yes,
And
they're
so
working hard.
that's
They're working their butts off, if you
yeah,
could say.
yeah, quite literally.
Mhm.
So it's impressive to me, that 50,000 number.
Yes.
And so what they did, that they followed these gains over 3 years
Wow.
after a 15-month quality initiative intervention.
Yeah,
So
they didn't just post it the second
right,
they,
right.
3 years, 15 months after.
Right.
That's
And so they wanted to maintain it before they released an article to say it's been successful. And I
so
think
they have
that,
proper proof and supporting and backing and
right,
all that. That's good.
because a lot of times on Facebook or on Instagram or other social media, you'll see other groups that are not the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, which is great. There's
Just what
other
we did yesterday.
yeah, there's other groups out there which are trying to, also make a name for themselves in the industry. And that can be great, but at the same time, sometimes they publish articles that will get them clicks or get them views. And they
Hmm.
don't always include a link to the original article. They just tell you something. And is it true? You don't even get to determine that. And some people get
Yeah.
excited. And so I think what is really important is to have people like the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation who put in the work, put in
Put
the
in all that
effort.
work.
Right.
3 years and 15 months for an article.
They're not just trying to get clicks on
No,
an
yeah.
article and get
They're not just printing
social
out these
media.
things.
No, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it
And
is a big deal.
what was really cool, this is what I was talking about earlier. So the foundation out of this has
Uh-huh.
created an urgent care toolkit. And we're going to provide a link to that for you
Okay.
guys so you can
So
check it
check
out.
it out. All right,
Yeah.
that's
So
cool.
what is neat is that it's not like they're developing this and they're like, we're keeping this and they're going to profit off of something.
Yeah.
This is like they did all this work, all this research. They are sharing that knowledge.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And so that
And what
is,
did I expect of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation?
yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
It's really
And
good.
so I think that, the takeaway here is that I really want people to understand the importance of having someone like the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation and to know that also made me feel reassured. Like, you don't always know what's going on.
No,
And it's like you just
but
go
it's
live your
helpful to
life.
know that these guys are out here doing their thing.
Background,
Yeah.
they're over here all
I mean,
working
they're
on this.
they're stopping 57 people from having to go to the hospital. I mean, 57%, that's a big deal,
Right.
and that's in the background, and not everybody knows about that.
Hmm.
It's
And
amazing.
it's like, and I think that's important because it is people who are that many people who, because when you're not hospitalized, you're going to be there. Obviously, they were able to help these people
Hmm.
sooner, so they weren't have to be hospitalized. That saved
Yes.
financially, saved money, saved insurance money.
On top of that, that's less people in a hospital, which
Right.
means they're able to get to you faster, probably, and
Right. You're not
whatnot.
taking up space in the hospital, taking up nurses, anything like that. And then you're also able to hopefully get back to work or school faster.
Hmm.
And so
And you're
that's
not in the
huge.
hospital, which can make you susceptible to other
Right. Other
things going on in the hospital,
Yeah. So I think
which is
that's a
very
big
good.
deal. And also same with the emergency rooms because, I don't like it's not that this might not people are not an emergency situation, but the emergency room is for people having, an emergency situation and who need care,
Mhm.
even urgent care, things like that. So the less people we have going there with something that may be able to be treated sooner, not get to that level where they have to do that, that means that other people having life-threatening situations in the emergency room can
Yes.
get seen faster. And so it
Uh,
doesn't just benefit the IBD community.
no, it can benefit everybody.
Right.
I actually think about it like this. I mean, ER visits stopped by this. It sounds kind of ridiculous. Like, oh my God, I have a emergency thing going on. Let me call these people. No, what it is instead of calling your doctor and going, hey, can I get an appointment to check this out? Sure. Sign up and see how long it takes. All right, month away. By then, you're already in the emergency room because it
Hmm.
got worse over that time. With this, you're not in an emergency situation yet. You're calling. So what's happening? They're able to tell you, and it's not getting worse. So now you don't have to go to the emergency room when you would have had to while waiting the month or two while
Right.
to go to the actual
And sometimes in the
doctors.
emergency room, I mean, I know some people go sooner. You can maybe get a CAT scan faster, an MRI,
Hmm.
things like that. But sometimes there's people who go and they don't do anything but give you an IV with some fluids.
Yeah,
They hydrate you and send you home anyways.
very helpful.
And you don't always get the help you need at that moment
Hmm.
anyways. And so I think the key for these IBD patients is like they're saying, listen to these patients, get them in, address the problem before it gets to be a bigger problem. I think
Yes.
it's so smart. And so I thought this was really amazing what the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation is doing.
Hmm.
And also, so what I had noticed at the end of the article, which it was, I want to give a shout out to this
Okay.
because it had the names, and I want to get this right. It was the Leona M. and Harry B. Helmsley Charitable Trust who provided a grant to support this initiative.
Hmm.
And so this, two things here to me, reminder that donations and
Are
grants
important. Hmm.
super important for the foundation, and it is helping them research and do things that are
Yes.
going to help you
I
guys.
think, oh, it's just my money. What are they going to do with it? This.
Yeah,
This is
they're
what they're going to do
they're
with
doing
it.
all
You know.
sorts of things, and this is like one aspect of it, which
This is
is
just one aspect, and they're
phenomenal.
doing a lot more too.
Yeah.
You know, it's an amazing place. You
And
know.
then also I looked up the charitable, the trust that
Hmm.
did this, and it was very interesting to see, their commitment to not just it was the Crohn's community, but I think
Yeah,
type
they're
1 diabetes
wow,
as
that's
well.
crazy.
And
Shout out to those people. Yeah.
yeah, and so there's stories on there, but it got me thinking like how great it is that other people think ahead
Hmm.
and figure out what they want to do with their money,
Yes.
when they're not here or, even sooner, they make that decision, that commitment. Pretty cool.
Yes,
And
that's a great thing actually,
mhm.
because instead of just buying, they could buy a new car, something like that. But instead,
Yeah,
I mean, obviously not these people, but people who
right.
do
You
donate.
do donate.
No,
They make
not these people
choices.
because these people do
Right.
this kind of thing.
People
But I'm saying if
who
you,
make that large of a
yeah,
donation, they have that ability to say, "Oh, I like this," or
yeah, if you have,
instead,
I don't know, millions or something, you could be
yeah,
like, oh well, I could be helping other people too.
yeah. So
Right.
that's a really cool reminder. And
We're proud of you for
we
making that
always
decision.
talk about even if it's like $5,
Yeah,
$10 here, it's
I
like
mean, you're looking at these donations where it's like 5 million. You're like, I don't have that. I can only
no.
donate like $5. What's that
But
going
if
to do?
everybody
Hmm?
with this disease donated even $1, it would bring in millions.
Now think of it like this. Someone donates $5 million. Cool. 1 million people donate $5.
Yeah.
Only five. And
Right.
it's,
And that would help immensely.
yeah.
So we're not
So
trying to
just a
like,
little bit.
not saying like you guys listening have to
No,
donate.
we're not saying you have to donate, but if you feel like
But
$5 isn't going to help,
yeah,
look at the bigger picture.
right. Because
And
I know some people feel bad because it's like what I've had people in the
Mhm.
past donate. They're like, I only have this right now. It's like, no, that's not
Yeah.
only. That's like Mason's always said. It could be that dollar that takes something over the edge
Mhm.
to become the next discovery or the next big thing. And so
Yes.
maybe your dollar did it. And
Yeah, maybe your dollar did, and
so
then you can say,
yeah.
"Guess what? My $1 did."
So we appreciate it all.
We
I think it's just an important lesson, and there are people out there who are doing really amazing things, and it's pretty cool. So just yeah, shout out to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation for continuing to think of things like what a cool idea to think about. I mean, who sat down and started saying, "Hey, we have this many emergency room visits. Hey, let's have the doctors, let's have the gastroenterologists talk about this and solve it." And that's amazing too.
and it's definitely reliable. I
Yeah,
mean,
and it's working.
I still make sure you're still talking to your doctor. However,
Hmm.
if your doctor isn't available at the time, definitely trust this. I mean, you have multiple doctors
Right,
putting their input into this.
right,
And these are our professionals,
right.
extreme professionals, I assume too.
Gastroenterologists.
Gastroenterologist,
GIs.
gastroenterologist.
GIs.
Yeah. So you can definitely trust this.
So yeah, I mean the thing is it's like they're not giving you the solution, but they're giving
No.
you the tools to
Mhm.
work it out in your own
They're giving
clinic.
you the puzzle pieces to put together.
Yeah, and of what's worked. So very cool study. I think it's kind of under the radar. I haven't seen it posted anywhere online that maybe some of you have. I have not. And so I thought, hey, this is worth sharing today because it's just a good reminder. So yeah, so I mean it's a kind of a short podcast today.
But with very
Um,
good news.
yeah, but I thought, you know what, there's no need to like drag it on today. I could have
No.
taken the other article and, gotten into more about what the study was, but I think that I'll let you guys do that. I'm going to include the links and
so you can check it out yourself because
yeah,
it's fun to read, right?
we've been
College.
working on a lot of stuff over here. And we have coming up this week, Mason has two medical appointments. Less than a week away, we're going to the Legacy Foundation dinner. We made 120 candles for them from Carmitude Candles, and so
Yes.
we're dropping those off this week also for
Very
kitty prizes.
special art for it. Very
Yes, yes. So that's pretty cool. And maybe I'll try to put a picture up if I'm able
yes.
to while I'm doing this.
Insert magically here if you can. If not, I'm just a
Yeah,
crazy person holding air.
I know. And yeah, but it'll be on our Instagram. So I didn't want to put the picture out too early because I wanted to give it time till we got closer to
Yeah.
Legacy. So then we could share with you guys.
That
So,
way some people may not see it when they're at Legacy. That way they're like, oh, it's not a surprise
right.
anymore.
And Mason has been working doing a lot of school.
College is
Um
so fun.
Yeah, and so we're still working on the Karma 2 clips because I can't wait to share those. I want to be able to have it up and running soon so you guys can pick what you want. All Mason has to do is he's going to design some 3D designs and then we can print it up as many times as we need to. So hopefully we'll have those. We'll be able to work on that at some time so you guys can place an order, to get these for free and to use for your medical appointments or however you want
Help
to use them.
others. Yeah.
So yeah,
Maybe
so
donate, have us give you some and then donate them to your local hospital.
yeah,
Or give them to a
exactly.
kid in your infusion center if you go to one.
And we'll let you know. And the cool part is we're going to tell you too, like the themes of them or what they are. So you can maybe even pick out what you want. So it's like you'll get something you're interested in.
Mhm.
And we had a cool I don't want to say too much yet because we don't have it, but we have a friend who is a Grammy Award winning musical artist, and she has kindly offered to she's going to film her tour bus backstage at a venue and sing a song for one of these clips. So these
It's
are the kind of things like
amazing.
yeah, I'm super excited about because we really want to make these fun and this exciting. So those are the kind of things you guys have to look forward to. And so we'll keep you guys
They're definitely looking
updated.
forward to it.
Yeah, I am
They're not asleep at
too,
this
but
point.
we're so I don't want to put too much on Mason because there's a lot he's trying to handle.
World history is so fun.
I know.
I mean, look, it's good to learn. It's fun to learn, but the loads quite a bit.
Yeah, and to be fair to this teacher, he
Yeah,
seems
he's
like a
good.
very
He's
good
very
teacher.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, your professor's great, but it's an 8-week course too, so it's accelerated. So
Yes.
you're getting a whole semester's
So
worth in half a semester. So,
you're taking summer school,
right.
but not summer.
And then as soon as this one ends, he's taking
Yeah, another
another
one.
8-week class that's gonna
History of digital art.
yeah.
Another history one. Oh no.
So that'll be taking its place next. So I'm trying to, give him space to work on his studies and then work on our philanthropic adventures too. And October 18th coming up, we have the Champions of Hope Gala,
Mhm.
where I'm
During Halloween spooky month.
yeah, and a few days after my birthday.
Oh yes.
So yeah, so that's exciting
Just
too.
wish her happy
I get to give a speech
really happy
for my
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
a little early,
Yeah.
but exciting.
Happy early
But
birthday.
exciting still,
Yes.
exciting
So exciting.
still. So yeah, so that's all coming up. So it just feels like the next weeks are going to be a little hectic, and so you'll probably on our next podcast probably see that. Who knows what we will what we'll come up with or what we'll be talking about. So but hopefully we'll have something fun for you guys, and you'll have something else to look forward to until we
yeah, they'll definitely look forward to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely do that though. You're welcome to follow us on Team IB Determined on Instagram. Follow the Reggie Project as well.
Yes, give that some
And
support.
if you're interested too, behind me here, it's hard to tell, but it's one of our pumpkins. They're really cute and they have 2 cents in them, so they're a lot of fun.
Get one. It's a Halloween.
Yeah, we only have 4 left. We have
Only 4 left. Get them
yeah,
now.
1 orange and 3 light teal left. The rest have all sold out. And so yeah, so if you're interested in ordering those, you're gonna want to check out Carmitude Candles on Instagram. Send us a message. Let us know.
Yeah, if you want the candles, this isn't an infomercial, but if it was,
No.
call right now to.
Yeah, and yeah, so they're pretty cool. And then after pretty soon we'll be switching over to the holiday candles for Christmas and everything like that. So,
Always
yes,
highly
so just make sure
recommend.
you're following us on there and listening to us on podcast stations like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts,
Yes.
and watching us on.
YouTube, but there's also YouTube podcasts, so that means you'd also be listening and watching on
You
YouTube.
might be listening to us on
There's also
YouTube now.
links to other podcasts on Buzzsprout,
Yep,
which is
I have
will
that.
be
I'll
linked in the
provide that
description.
link for you
But
guys.
if you're already listening to us, we assume you're already listening or watching to us on something. But if you're
Right.
on YouTube, make sure to give us a like and subscribe. And if you want to be notified every time we post a new video, make sure to hit that bell icon and also leave a comment because we love getting comments. Just make sure it's nice because we don't like the negativity. And
Yeah.
if you have any ideas for future podcast episodes, anything we missed, anything you're interested, if you just want to say hi, why you came across our channel, just say that below and, just have a conversation. I don't know.
Are you done? Okay, you're good now.
Yay.
And also just to throw this out here too. If you're it seems like people are having a rough past few weeks. And one of the things we did, so if you want to offer this too, we offered to make people cookies. And which again, yeah, my husband was thrilled about that. He came home because I'm like, I have to, like, I was finishing dinner up. I'm like, you're gonna have to get to the dishes because I have to make, 2 dozen cookies. He's like, why? I'm like,
Where am I?
because I'm giving them away. But what I just thought sometimes, like, everyone loves, well, okay, if these were not gluten free, so not everyone, but if
Everybody loves a good cookie.
these were not, like, I do make specialty cookies too,
Yes.
but this was a case of these were just chocolate chip cookies. But I thought, sometimes people need a comfort food or something just to bring them a little bit of joy, and so we
Yes, yeah,
um
holly jolly feeling, maybe just
yeah,
feeling
yeah. So we did
warm.
that. So one of the days, so if maybe in your own community, offer to just do something out of kindness and offer,
Yes.
and just see what happens, because it was a fun thing to, like, just kind of lighten the, like, heaviness of social media.
Douse the negativity with our positive cookies and
Yeah.
milk.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I hope they were good.
Hopefully.
But yeah,
Hopefully, yeah. I'm assuming quite a
you
bit by
know,
saying they were good.
like we did.
But
Yeah.
everything you make is good, so
Thank you.
that's because it's my opinion that
I
I
know. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. So, anyways, it was, just some ideas, guys. If you're having a rough time, sometimes it helps you to do something nice for others. Like, it
Yes.
also helps you feel better. So,
It makes you feel
kind acts might help
a
you.
better person. Yes.
So it's a win-win. You're helping yourself and you're helping somebody else. So just throwing that out there. Have a cookie.
Yes. Have a cookie.
Yeah.
I like that. Have a
Here,
cookie.
a cookie, right?
Yes. It was a cookie, but
Yes.
another one here.
Not cookies.
Yeah,
So,
no cookie.
anyways, so just leave you with that thought.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, have a good,
Rest of your
week,
day.
weekend,
Yeah.
evening, day. Hope everyone
October,
is
if you're
doing
watching
well.
by then. September, if you're watching
It'll still be
now.
September when this airs.
No, I mean, if people
So,
are watching in October, but that's
yeah.
not usually the case.
It might.
It might
A lot of
be.
people watch episodes at different times of the year, so they could be watching this any time of the year. So that's what's kind of cool. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you
And
so
hope this
much.
article, check it out. We'll put the
Yes, go
links,
check it out.
and then we'll see you back here in 2 weeks
Yeah,
on the
in 2 weeks, in the
next
next episode.
episode.
Yes. Bye. That was a big
Bye.
cookie. Bye. We hope you will stick around, tune in, and reach out to us with your own journeys. We are excited to give you an inside view of what it takes to be a caregiver and what it's like to be a patient.
And most of all, we hope you'll maybe be able to apply something you hear on here that might help you in your own life. Sometimes life changes, and it's all about how you handle the journey.